Welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life. So what does food mean to you? And welcome to our holiday episode, where we interview Wuollet Bakery in Minneapolis, Minnesota, who is famous for making handmade gingerbread houses. Today, they made their 40,000th gingerbread house, and we're talking to the owner and product development specialist of Wuollet Bakery in Minneapolis, Minnesota, all about those gingerbread houses and how they still keep that tradition alive today, and they've kept it alive since 1944. And I'm going to give you some tips on how you can celebrate Italian Christmas traditions at home. And thanks to all of you who have been liking and sharing and reviewing the Maria Liberati Show. Please like and share with your friends. Hashtag the Maria Liberati Show if you post a review, and you may be entered in a giveaway or a drawing to win a copy of one of my books from the Basic Art of Italian book series. And for the holidays, I just do want to mention you probably still have time to get an ebook or Kindle book copy of my Gourmand World Award-winning book that has become a holiday tradition in many households around the world. It's the Basic Art of Italian Cooking Holidays and Special Occasions second editions. And you can get that book on Amazon or Kindle, on marialiberati.com, on artoflivingprimamedia.com, and really anywhere books are sold. So how to celebrate Italian Christmas traditions at home? Well, Christmas is a holiday that's celebrated around the world, and Italy knows how to truly make it a magical time. Luckily, you don't really have to travel to another country to experience Italian Christmas traditions. You can actually participate in them in your own home, from delicious Italian foods to unique nativity scenes to traditions. There's something special for everyone. So I'll start with the first one, which has become the most popular, the Feast of the Seven Fishes. So for Christmas Eve, which is the night before Christmas, Italians have a meatless meal. It's become known in the United States as the Feast of the Seven Fishes. Of course, in Italy, it's a meatless meal and usually consists of seafood and or pasta and risotto. In Italy, it doesn't always consist of just 7 fishes. It could be 9 fishes. It could be more than that or a little less. For our sake, we'll keep it at the Feast of the Seven Fishes, and what you can do to celebrate this is do just as it sounds. Have 7 different seafood dishes. You don't need a large portion of each dish. Just have enough to have a small portion of 7 different seafood dishes, and serve that with pasta and or risotto. And don't forget the vegetables and a salad at the end of the meal also. The Italian nativity scene known as Il Presepe. So nativity scenes are a classic tradition during the holidays in Italy. Families begin preparing their own scenes known as Il Presepe on December 8th. While the main premise of the nativity is the same, there are some unique differences that you'll find interesting. For example, an Italian favorite includes Mary, Joseph, shepherds, and the wise men, but some scenes also include an external representation of Bethlehem, of the city of Bethlehem. Additionally, the manger stays unfulfilled until Christmas Eve, when baby Jesus steps in. Families take great strides to create extremely detailed nativity scenes. Many citizens go so far as to have additional figures crafted to be included into the displays. Displays bring families together as they spend days preparing their own versions. You and your family can easily take this meaningful story and craft your own scene. Strufoli and panettone. Many delicious foods stem from Italy's rich culture, and Christmas treats are even more special. For example, many families make strufoli, which are small deep-fried dough balls. To enhance their taste, the best honey is often drizzled over the top. Picking the right honey is important since nectar needs to be collected from over 1 million blossoms to make a single pound of honey. You can create your own strufoli with items such as flour, eggs, sugar, and baking powder. For another tasty treat, you can either purchase or whip up a panettone. This classic Italian sweetbread is often served alongside coffee for an indulgent breakfast. Of course, it can also be served as a dessert after a large Christmas dinner or Feast of the Seven Fishes dinner. Regardless of the dish you choose to make, you can experience a taste of Italy in your own home. La Bella Figura. It's no question that Italians go all out for Christmas. In fact, many cities practice their own version of Bella Figura, which can involve Christmas lights. Bella Figura is a concept of appearance, focusing on the beauty and presentation. Families and businesses adorn their exterior with strategically placed lighting and decorations. People love to head out to see the lights, and you could do the same. Gather up your friends and loved ones, grab some warm cider, and walk through towns to soak in the beautiful displays. Additionally, you could bring the philosophy into your own home with carefully decorated table settings and trimmed Christmas trees. Italy thrives on love, food, and tradition. Christmas is a time of year that these principles can thrive beautifully. Though traveling to Italy for Christmas might not be possible for you this season, you can recreate your own Italian Christmas traditions at home. And you can look for recipes for the Christmas holidays and for the Feast of the Seven Fishes in my Gourmand World Award-winning cookbook. It's actually a culinary memoir book, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions. You can find it online at any bookstore where books are sold. Well, it's the holidays, and what could be more special than a gingerbread house for a Christmas wow? And I have the owner of the Wuollet Bakery and also Tino Lentieri, who is the product development specialist for the Wuollet Bakery here. And today they're celebrating making, imagine, the 40,000th gingerbread house. So, and this was a real big media event, right? You had some media out to your place, out to the bakery?
Yes, we have. We were lucky enough to, well, we have such a good, strong following after 77 years of business that we had a great media reception for ourselves today. And
Uh-huh.
really interesting thing was that they started coming out about 4 a.m.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so we had to make sure we had some, but our people usually start at 3 a.m. anyway, so it
Oh,
wasn't so bad. But it was nice to see the reception we got. Very positive.
yes.
Almost everyone in the room, all the camera people and interviewers all know Willette Bakeries.
Yes. You know what? I should mention too. Give the address of the Wuollet Bakery in case anybody can visit.
Well, sure. We do have we have I would say we have 9 affiliated bakeries. 5 of them are Willette bakeries, and then we've acquired some other bakeries.
Okay.
But the main bakery is at 3608 50th Street in
In,
Edina, just off of Edina, Minnesota.
in Minnesota. Okay, great. That's good. And I'm sure people, do you have a website that people can find all your affiliates and everything?
At if you would go to Wuollet.com,
Uh-huh.
Wuollet.com. So Wuollet.com, and
Uh-huh.
that will bring you to our main website.
Great. So I did want to get find out, I don't know if maybe Tina wants to chime in on what kind of, tell us what kind of ingredients you guys make these by hand still, right? They're all made by hand?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we do. And The main thing that separates Wuollet Bakeries from most everyone left in the market, there's occasionally a specialty shop,
Uh-huh.
like most good cities like Minneapolis or Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, et cetera. You're
Right.
going to still occasionally you're going to find some old school bakers that still make things from scratch. And
Yes.
still, I would say 98% of what we do is scratch.
Uh-huh.
Occasionally we run into something that you can't do anymore, like custard in our donuts. We
Uh-huh.
would just because of the refrigeration part of it.
Oh, yes.
But for the most part, we make our own raspberry jam. We make our own doughs. We use still butters and real vanilla and good chocolates. And
Wow.
so those are the things that really stand out and separate us from most of the pack. And Tino and I both come from the side of business that says that, one the value added part of the business. That's what we do. And
Uh-huh.
as we do it, we can keep scaling up and the audience is out there looking for that kind of product. So,
Yes.
so when it
So
comes to a good hand quality product at the holidays, that's what we do.
yes, and during the holidays, everybody wants the handmade products. So tell me, your gingerbread houses, are they like made to order? Do you just have one shape, or do you have a different like different styles that people can order?
Yes, we do. We have a basic standard gingerbread house that you can see on our website,
Uh,
and it's a very I guess it's what you would probably imagine a beautiful gingerbread house should look like, and it's filled with
yes.
candies around it, and it's pretty traditional, old school looking,
Uh,
um, and that's the one that we tend to do.
oh,
We
okay.
we do offer the same dough. Of course, we
Uh-huh.
make various types of gingerbread cookies from small, medium, and large ones.
Uh-huh.
And we also make kits that people can assemble.
Yeah.
But it's all coming from the same basic dough.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then in addition, we do some specialty projects. Especially, we have one interesting product that we have a project with a developer, a local house developer that
Uh-huh.
he takes every year. So we're on our third year this year. He
Uh-huh.
takes a house that he's built recently, and he basically has us mock it up into a
Oh,
gingerbread house,
wow.
and then he buys about 100 of them and
Uh,
delivers them to his clients and
wow.
partners. And it's kind of a tradition now for him. And
Wow.
it's a little extra work for our team, but
Yes.
it's challenging and interesting for them.
Yeah. So can people in other parts of the country order a gingerbread house and have them shipped to them, or no? Is that just for people that are local in your area?
Oh, you're onto something there. I think
Yes.
that's I think that the answer is we should probably think about making gingerbread kits,
Yes. Oh,
and send,
that's a great idea.
but yeah, they are quite delicate. And
Yes. Yeah.
I would say one of the things that usually breaks on them is the candy canes.
Ah.
And by the way, it's a little fun fact of it that the most taxing part of it is actually unwrapping all the candy.
Oh,
So try
wow.
unwrapping 4,000 candy canes. Those we get pretty good at it. The best
Yes.
people almost never break one, but when you first start, you break a lot of candy canes trying to unwrap that little.
Oh, yes, the cellophane.
Yeah.
So, did you guys have any issues? There was something on the radio. I'm on the East Coast near between Philly and New York. They were saying there's a candy cane shortage. Did you guys have any issues with that?
We do have, in fact, I can say, um, my son probably spent a tank of gas driving around looking for some. I think
Wow, so that's true.
if we wouldn't have done this promotion today, we probably would have been done with them already, and we would
Oh,
have done, and we wouldn't have needed. We didn't plan this extra round of you know
right,
50 or 100, and we
right.
use 8 candy canes per house, and so
Yes,
we needed another 300-400 candy canes last night that we were short. It was
yes.
very hard to find them. I think he probably hit at least 3-4 stores, and that was the ones after he called around. So it is getting to be hard to find them.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So you use candy canes, do you use jelly beans? What types of candy do you put on the gingerbread
We
houses?
tend to, we like it's interesting, and over the time we have changed over time,
Uh-huh.
and I have to say it's probably a little bit more commercial now just because it's more accessible, but The nicest stuff is lifesavers are
Oh,
really attractive.
lifesavers. Yes.
We also use some red hots, jelly beans, red hots. We probably, I don't want to say we're cheating a little bit, but the kids like Skittles these days.
Oh,
So again, at the
yes.
end of the day, you know, they have nice color and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, we use a, but the candy canes really make it really, you know, really look nice and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's the,
the color, and again, Tino and I always joke around about it gives you that sense when you're a kid, when you watch Willy Wonka and you
yes.
just saw this kind of world, that's how those things look.
Oh, wow.
And most people recognize the game Hook and Ladders. You remember
Yes.
that game?
Yes. Yes.
And so, yeah. So there's a
Wow.
lot of really great lore. By the way, what about in Italy? What would you have the equivalent of a gingerbread house? Would you have in the
Well,
Italian
I
cuisine?
think Tino probably panettone, or usually they do the presepe right inside the panettone. Tino, the nativity scene, they cut out the
Yeah,
panettone and put in
funny
the
that-
nativity scene, right? Yes,
yeah.
there you go.
We've been nibbling on it every day
Oh
this week
gosh,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you make your own panettone there too, or no? Do you make panettone?
No, unfortunately not. It's such a process that we're
Yes,
trying to stick to more of what we do here.
yes,
But
yes,
someday we will.
yes. I'm
Although we
I'm
did,
sure I'm sure you will, but I think the gingerbread house and doing that, you do that still by hand, is a really nice tradition. Any tips on, for people out there that maybe can't make it out there, and just on making the gingerbread, the dough, any tips on that? Any secrets or any special ingredient you could let us know about? They're
well,
edible, right?
you know,
They're edible. They're all edible, right? You make them in,
yeah, very, very edible. In fact,
yes.
that's going to be, you know, it's kind of a tradition for a lot of families. We actually have heard from some families that say that they do that as a tradition every year. It's a gathering kind of tradition for their kids that
Oh, yeah.
they ring in the new year by breaking and I don't know if that's got any ethnic angle, if it's certain countries that, but we have some Finnish, because the Wuollet Bakeries were originally a Scandinavian bakery.
Oh, I see.
And now we're kind of you know, we sell all
Yes.
sorts of stuff, but we do have some traditional Scandinavian stuff, but they break that kind of ring in the new year, and
Oh, yeah. Probably for good luck too. It's probably some kind of good luck thing.
but it's definitely a good product. The thing about it is that you need to we spend 3 days on it. It's a 3-day process for us.
Right, right.
So that you want to get that cookie to dry out real well. If it's
Uh-huh.
more, it'll break.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
so it's got to be dried out. The other secret I would say of it, that you need to make sure you measure and cut everything very accurately,
Uh-huh.
because when you put the things together with the frosting grout, I would
Uh-huh.
call if you don't, if they don't measure properly, you'll have shortfalls in it, and then
Oh,
it
yeah.
will be weakness. It will be a weak, because it is like building a house of cards. You know,
Yes.
at a weak point, it's going to come down.
Wow. And
Yeah.
how many houses do you make for a season, like for Christmas season, like this Christmas season? I'm assuming you make them mainly for the Christmas holiday, right? Or do you make them all throughout the year?
So by the way, there's a good thread of another good point you have there. I mean, the commercial side sounds to me like, you know, you're the sales side of you is
Yes, it
definitely
is. It is. And I think I should talk to you about some ideas when we're done. But yes, I'm just like, wow, this
for
sounds
sure.
like a great idea.
I don't think that it would be just seasonal. I can just give you an analog.
Yes.
Russian tea cookies, which are traditionally a Christmas type cookie. We sell them all year round, and
Oh,
the,
wow.
the amount that you sell in the off season now is not that much less than during the regular season. People who
Wow.
like them just like them.
Uh-huh.
So, and also with this, there's potential there to do a lot with the concept of the gingerbread house, maybe as a
Yes.
constructor kind of thing, or for different types of things.
Uh-huh.
Could be interesting commercially, but the
Yes.
traditional part of it is somebody actually this year asked me if we've ever tried to to fill it with something, almost like a piñata.
Yes.
People break it, there's going to be candies inside of it. And stuff.
Yes, yes, or like a little gift, because in Italy they actually do the chocolate Easter egg and they put a gift inside, and
Sure.
when you break the egg you get this little some kind of a figurine or something. So I could definitely see something like that too.
My kids were brought up on Kinder Surprises.
Yes,
They
there you
loved
go.
that little toy inside of there.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
they used to love those.
Yeah, so I could see, especially for Christmas, some kind of a Christmas gift
Right,
inside.
right.
Wow, so many great ideas with these,
We
but that's
make-
great.
We make about 400 this year.
Okay.
And that is unfortunately, I would say unfortunately, that's down a little bit from it's gotten to be a little bit less.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's just with a lot of those kind of traditions, it's not as many people, people have so many more things to do and
Yes.
things. But so we think that the numbers have come down a little bit over the years, but not significantly,
Mhm.
but a little bit down. The other thing is that we do have so many other things that we promote. So that's another
Right.
thing. We have a lot of other things. We sell so many cookies and
Oh, wow.
so many other products. In fact,
Right.
today Tino and the team we're working on are stolen, which we
Uh-huh.
have.
Oh, wow. And
Um,
I'm sure that's a big product for Christmas too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we made this week hundreds of Yule Kagas, which are again another Scandinavian one.
And what
Uh,
is that? That I'm not aware of.
That would be
No.
kind of, well, you can say something compared to a panettone.
Yeah, it's a sweet bread, and it's
Uh-huh.
got the fruit and the nuts in it, but
I'm going to call it a working man's panettone.
yeah, it's
Oh,
almost like
there you go.
there you go. It's something that tastes like it. It's really
Yes.
good. I mean, sweet breads are, with the flavor and fruits are, it's almost like it's making a resurgence of flavored breads,
Yes, yes. Oh, wow, that sounds
Yeah,
great.
we had fruit cake,
Uh-huh.
which is still kind of like the gingerbread house. It still
Mhm.
holds popularity, but it's probably less than it would have been a generation ago. Fruit
Right,
cake.
right.
Chicago is going to be more of a bread with more. It's going to be heavier on the colored fruits.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
a little denser.
A little
Well, it's not-
denser. It's not going to have the quality of dough that you would get in a
Okay.
panettone.
Uh-huh. Huh.
So, but
That's
anyway,
really interesting. Very interesting.
and I suppose every country has its own kind of
Has its
rule.
Right,
own,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
traditional type of bread. Well, that's great. Well, this is really interesting, and definitely for anybody and who doesn't love a gingerbread house, especially during the holidays. But it sounds like any time of the year they can go on your website. It's Wuollet.com, right? And who knows, if somebody is taking a trip out there, they can visit the bakery, or just get inspired. And I'm sure you have pictures of the gingerbread houses on your website. Do you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we do people calling to reserve them, which of course, as I said, wasn't our plan at this point. We planned to typically be running them down. We
Right.
didn't know if we're going to have to make some more. So,
Ah,
but it's a good problem to have.
yes, it is. It is. You want to have that kind of a problem. All right, I will let you go. Thank you so much. And as I said, I'm sure I will definitely have you on again. So I'm going to contact your publicist, and definitely we'll have you on again. So interesting, and much success with the 40,000 gingerbread house and the bakery also. And have a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year as well.
Same to you. Buon Natale.
Buon Natale. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to the Maria Liberati Show, and thanks for joining me for another episode. And thanks to my producer, Britton Roselle, and this week's special guest, the Wuollet Bakery in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thanks for sharing tips on that timeless tradition of making gingerbread houses, and congratulations on making your 40,000th gingerbread house this year. And to all my listeners, Have a Merry Christmas and the happiest and healthiest of holidays. And as always, you can find me at marialiberati.com, on Twitter at Maria Liberati, on Facebook at Chef Maria Liberati, on Instagram at Maria Liberati, on Pinterest at Maria Liberati, on LinkedIn at M Liberati, on YouTube at the Maria Liberati channel, on my Roku channel, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking by Maria Liberati, and my book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking. You can find all the books in the Gourmand World Award-winning book series anywhere you can find books online, but you can also find them at marialiberati.com and on the publisher's website at artoflivingprimamedia.com. Merry Christmas. Until next time, peace, love, and pasta.